That's why they have to go get the rappers when it's time for us to vote.
Yeah.
In no other time outside of voting do you see them stand next to Megan, stand next to Quavo. No other time do they do this.
Yeah.
The last time we saw them do this, they were standing with Diddy. And Diddy was rocking the vote or die as he was in the hole, but he was trying to get us to vote or die. You don't think they knew Diddy was doing that back then and the rumors still circulated around him, but they still got him and said vote or die, y'all.
Hey fam, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another reaction. This is Segovia coming to you live from the man cave. Hope everyone out there is having a good day. Y'all, we're back with another reaction. Still dealing with this headache that YouTube is putting me through. It's so annoying, y'all. I'm missing out on so much video, so much content, so much of the Cave fam growing daily, and they just halted everything on me. And honestly, it's frustrating, y'all, but hey, we're just gonna keep putting out reactions and hopefully they get passed. It takes a few days for the video to pass. Hopefully this one takes a couple hours. I don't think there's nothing crazy in this video, but hey, we're back with another reaction. I ain't gonna talk you guys' ears off too much. Let's just go and get into the reaction. We got some of them sea trails, right? This was sent in by one of our cave family out there. He sent me this. Looks like you got a nice little setup. I don't know if you work at the golf course, but man, that looks like a dream job to me, out there cutting the grass, or you out there getting in 18 holes. But look at all them chemtrails out there.
Bunch of retards.
I'll explain it to you where you'll never play the slot machine again.
Let's do it.
Okay. You're playing against Bill Gates' computer chip. Do you like your chances?
No.
Okay. So why do you think there's 10,000 machines and only one baccarat table? Because every $100 bill that goes in, they kick you back out $90. So they make $10 on every $100 bill. Every minute of every hour of every day, 365 days a year. When they stick that $100 bill in, you just made 10. They're going to make you hit cherries, lemons, 3 sevens, blueberries. You're not going to get the $100,000 jackpot, but the people are addictive. You're never going to see a clock. You're never going to see the outside of a casino. Atlantic City's on the beach. You can't look out the front window. They don't show you the beach. The contours in the rug are made for you not to look down. It hurts your eyes. The bells going off. You see the machines? That's all addictive. The people that sat there sticking things in, they get addicted to the Oprah Winfrey machine, to this machine, to that machine. Everything is done for you to lose your money.
Right.
Now, I say this all the time when we do these type of gambling clips, right? I remember I went to Laughlin once by myself. I was drinking. I was making money. I was losing money. I was having a blast. I went to Laughlin sober. I lost $40 and I was like, I'm done with this. I don't think I'll ever be back here. That's what the free alcohol does to you, y'all. And when you gamble, you just want to drink, because in some casinos, they don't give you free alcohol. I think mainly it's just in Vegas. I've never been to Atlantic City or outside of Arizona casinos, right? But usually you got to pay for your drinks in Arizona. But in Vegas and Laughlin, they're free drinks, and you just keep drinking. And those drinks are free for a reason, y'all, because it really does keep you gambling.
Oh.
It's pretty dope right here. Eagles point of view.
Aí, garoto! Sabe muito, hein? Sabe muito, hein? Ei, cara! Uhul! Ei, Uru! Se garante, hein, cara?
What about when Benjamin Franklin flew a kite with a key on it and he discovered electricity? I mean, really think about how stupid that sounds. We have stories that we're taught as kids that Isaac Newton discovered gravity when he was sitting under an apple tree and an apple just bonked him on the head. And he's like, wait a minute, things fall down. You know, and this is like in the 1600s. Was it 1666? Of course, you know, 3 6s. And then eventually Benjamin Franklin discovers, hey, you know, lightning's electric. And before that, nobody had a clue. But I mean, again, like to kids, well, obviously everyone was stupid before because they thought the earth was flat. Like, so they wouldn't know things fall down. They wouldn't know that the lightning was electric. Again, there was never a time where man was stupid. Biblically, the first man was way smarter than us because he got to walk with God and he lived for 900 years. So the things that he knew compared to what we know now, it's unbelievable.
There's a documentary on Max about Taylor Swift and Scooter Braun. I watched this documentary. It's a 2-part documentary.
Yeah.
One part is Taylor's side, one part is Scooter's side.
Yes.
You guys should all watch this.
Yes.
The fact that this document, keep this in mind, Taylor Swift, she's factually the biggest artist in history. This documentary is almost impossible to find on Max. Never hit #1. Imagine at the height of Michael Jackson's career, a documentary came out on one of the premier streaming services about Michael Jackson, and nobody was talking about it.
Interesting.
Wouldn't you go, what's going on over here?
Yeah.
It almost makes you think that there's some information in that documentary
Yep.
that Taylor's team might not want the world to
Yep.
see. And if you watch this documentary, you will find out that what we think happened
Yeah.
and what actually happened between Taylor and Scooter is a world apart.
Looks better. Looking like a reptile, huh? You see this clip coming up next.
We were going to lose 30 or 40 seats. What? They didn't know what they were talking about. We know we're different from the presidential. We're very discreet, reptilian, cold-blooded. These are the races we have to win. Others are winning the whole country. 10.
We're very discreet, reptilian, cold-blooded.
They were all giggling. What do you think they were giggling at? That's crazy. She said that at the DNC, right on national TV. She said that.
You can't tell us about, can you give us some sort of an understanding of like what you're talking about?
Yeah, sure.
Without being specific?
Yeah, let me see. Okay, yeah. There is a video, high-resolution video, of, I can't say what platform it was taken from. I can't say where it was taken from.
Okay.
But an object that, do you know how large an offshore oil derrick is? They're huge, right?
Yeah.
They're like almost like a small city, right? They're like one city block. They're huge. They're enormous things. There is a video that shows one of these objects underwater that goes by, the speed was calculated between 450 and 550 knots underwater, and it was bigger than the offshore derrick that it was passing, because you could see in the video the offshore derrick, and you could see this thing zip right by it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So that...
Now that guy, I believe, was like some ex-Pentagon dude. And he said there's high resolution video of that. It hasn't come out yet. It's probably not going to come out for another 10 years because I don't think we're ready for that high resolution, right? We're ready for that 1990s Nokia phone, right? That sidekick camera footage. We're ready for that. I don't think we're ready for that 2024 iPhone footage, right? I don't think we're ready for that yet. Ooh, it's coming in hot.
Catastrophic weather in the United States and weird imagery on the radar? Come right back to this. We're starting to see things in America that we have never even seen before. This is in Moab, Utah. Coincidentally enough, Moab is the son of Lot. Lot left Sodom and Gomorrah, and if you knew what Sodom and Gomorrah were guilty of, you would know they're just like the current day United States. Even further, the eventual arrogance and pride of Moab, and also a certain kind of immorality, kind of like we saw in Sodom and Gomorrah. Again, one thing I don't believe in is coincidences. Ever. Everything happens for a reason, specifically every natural vibration, number, letter, everything is in synchronicity with itself. Now back to this, we have all this crazy catastrophic weather happening all over the earth, and at the same exact time the weather radars are going crazy. Why does this look exactly like a UFO, or at least what they portray a UFO to look like? At the same exact time that all this UFO and alien stuff is going on. Is this supposed to be a coincidence too? Shout out to Into Thin Air, he's the one who found this discovery. You know, over the last year and a half, we've found many crazy anomalies on these weather radars. From weird fragmented lines during abnormal heavy storms, to these clouds of distortion, all the way to the Antarctic anomaly coming from the island. Very weird time to be alive right now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Now, what is that? Right? That's popping up on the Doppler radar. And remember back during the eclipse, that thing that came out of Antarctica, like these things are popping up on the radar. They ain't your regular storms. They're not even a storm. What is that? Looked like a craft to me.
You know where public schools buy their food from for lunches?
Cisco.
Bali. From the Department of Defense.
The DOD?
The DOD. It's a total scheme. To where Department of Defense, they go out to these food companies and they get the contracts and then they turn around and sell it to the public school systems. And so like they are in complete control over this profit line.
Oh, that's scary.
I think they said that the school lunches is the only thing that's profitable in public schools.
That would make sense.
But like the school doesn't have a say in what they can get for lunch. They are totally dependent on the Department of Defense to provide the food.
Interesting.
It's just weird.
That
It's
is
like
super weird.
Department of Defense controlling the school lunches I thought was super weird.
And also, why would you want to monopolize that?
Just the man wanting to get some moolah.
Mula mula.
Or what are they putting in that food?
Yeah.
Any type of freaking chemicals they want.
MK Ultra. Brainwashing.
You know what MK? The K stands for kindergarten.
Oh, dang.
Middle school. M.
I came across this book from 1865, and I'm reading that there's these ancestral melons that are the most sought after melons, and I go down this list, and Bradford's one of them.
The reason you can't buy a Bradford watermelon at your local supermarket is that unlike its commercial cousins, it's got a thin skin, which means it doesn't travel well.
Careful.
So it was forgotten.
There you go.
And was thought to be extinct.
I grew them as a kid. I might sell 100 watermelons a year and, make $500 off of it.
Rediscovering their history convinced Nat in 2012 to give up his landscape architecture practice, move back to the family home, and grow watermelons for a living.
I have this tremendous family gift. Can you handle it? What am I going to do with it?
His first decision? To let nature help him grow his watermelons without using pesticides or irrigation.
We'll save about the top 5% of the crop for seed melon.
Have you seen the portal in Chattanooga, Tennessee?
World?
What the heck?
Wait for it.
What the heck? What the heck?
What is this?
Somebody's saying Lionsgate.
Yeah, it starts off as like a black smoke ring, and then it turns to like a fire ring.
Apparently, this is a can of worms.
What? Okay.
And Forbes just put out an article said, research has confirmed time and again that the gaps between psychological science and spirituality are wide. Spiritual
That's what that one thing
practitioners
said.
claim the 8th of August to be the day the universe supposedly opens a cosmic gateway known as the Lionsgate portal.
That was the first time we've ever heard of it.
It has something to do, like you're saying, with astrology.
I told you I was an Aquarius.
You did. Maybe that portal's why I didn't sleep good last night.
Probably.
It was calling to me.
We're going to Chattanooga in January, so let's just go seek it out.
Me and you'll be in the 4th dimension forever.
Everybody's like, I live there. I didn't see it. Is this
I know,
true?
but it's like it's in a forest. Like it's in a forest.
Guys, you can't see things in forests.
Look at this. Of all times for that thing to blow up. And they're going down that mountain. When instincts kick in, look at that. That mountain's steep. They probably had a hard time going up. When them instincts kick in, life or death instincts, look at them. It's crazy to see those instincts. Getting down that mountain without falling, nothing, perfect form.
So there's this very, very strange looking weather phenomenon going on over Mexico right now. And I need answers. I need somebody to tell me what this is.
Yeah, like what is that?
What am I looking at right now? What is that? Wait, it gets weirder. It looks mechanical.
It does. That's crazy.
It doesn't look like a natural thing. What is that? Somebody tell me what this is.
If you look at a 24-hour clock, roughly the last 5 minutes in the 24 hours, towards midnight, we discovered another form of life that is neither plant nor animal that's been here with us on this planet, and that is the world of fungus. In fact, if you take all the biomass of every plant and the biomass of every animal and the biomass of every fungus and add it all up together, it still will not equal the biomass of this hidden kingdom of life that's actually the dominant life form on this planet. That is the true dominant life form on this planet, and it always has been. And it wasn't until the last 120 years we discovered that.
I mean, if Neuralink wasn't already scary enough, Elon Musk has just said that they are now working on the ability to help people that have lost limbs by attaching parts of their Optimus robot to their body and then using the Neuralink chip to control them. The company recently implanted their second patient with the chip, and in their most recent update on his recovery, Elon said, if all goes well, there will be hundreds of people with Neuralinks within a few years, maybe tens of thousands within 5, and millions of people within 10 years. I mean, we joked about people's chips getting hacked before, when it was just their brain, but now, throw in their arms and legs too? Hollywood, how about we stop making sequels to everything, and someone make a movie about that?
The whole thing about it.
That's crazy, right? Like, who is Elon Musk? You got money? Cat Williams said it best. You got money, you can do whatever the hell you can send a rocket to space, and they ain't gonna do nothing if you're a multi-billionaire, right? Elon Musk ain't no doctor. He makes cars, right? And he's putting computer chips in people's heads. It's crazy. Millions of people are gonna have this. I can see it happening, right? Like, my newborn baby, it's going to be the normal for him, right? His baby, it's really going to be the normal for him or her, right? It's going to be like cell phones. It's just everyone's got one. You don't think twice about it.
Atlantis is sank beneath the waves of the Atlantic Ocean. Yes, there's some amazing coincidences, but again, if there's any reality to this thing, my reading is, and see, people go, oh, well, Randall says Atlantis was the Azores. No, Randall doesn't say that. What Randall does say, that if you look at the 15 or 20 different locations around the world that have been proffered as being, oh, well, this is Atlantis or this is Atlantis, I think the one that fits the details of Plato's accounts almost to a T is really the Azores.
What was World War I over? That's the ultimate dumbest fucking one ever. The Archduke Franz Ferdinand got assassinated in Serbia.
That's right. Tried to kill him, didn't. Then his car was parked outside of a restaurant. He's like, oh.
There he is.
There he is.
Yeah. Gavrilo Princip.
He was 19 years old.
Fucked up the whole world.
Good job. One teenager.
Yeah. So World War I was over nothing. They fought. Everybody died. Like millions of people died.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's just trench warfare where they, over the course of 4 or 5 years, they gained nothing, lost nothing. So at the end of the war, like when France and Germany and England had to sign this treaty, they were like the allies that won were like, oh, we gotta gain something out of this because otherwise our people are gonna kill us. So then they just blamed Germany for everything. They were like, you owe France reparations.
No hallucinogenic drug will ever give you those kind of hallucinations. On hour 55, my eyes just go out. So I'm looking around and I need the time. So I go like this. So he shows me 4:02. So I'm like, okay, that means we have like another 6 hours or whatever it is. I wait, and I'm indoor. It's hard. I'm like, things are moving. Everything's weird. Spiders are walking up. People are like sitting in the ice. Voices are talking to me that I'm talking back to. But I'm waiting, and I wait for like a few hours. before I ask anybody the time again. And I see somebody and I'm like, and the guy goes,
4:03. Oh no.
And that's when it all crashed out.
About 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon, and one of the generals called me and he said, "Sir, you gotta come in. You gotta come in and talk to me a second." He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." I said, "We're going to war with Iraq? Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we got a good military and we can take down governments." So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, "Are we still going to war with Iraq?" And he said, "Oh, it's worse than that." He said, "I just got this down from upstairs," meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today, and he said, "This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran."
It's like insane that this was just said. How do they not talk about that every day?
Look at this cat. Awesome.
Andrew Schultz, which brought up a fucking crazy conspiracy about, you know how Boeing, the jets, they were having all them issues?
Yes.
That's their way to eventually get rid of him, because what kind of jet does Trump fly on?
Right.
Exactly. When something does happen, people are going to say, well, Boeing was having some issues.
That's why they have to go get the rappers when it's time for us to vote.
Yeah.
And no other time outside of voting do you see them stand next to Megan, stand next to Quavo. No other time do they do this.
Yeah.
The last time we saw them do this, they were standing with Diddy. And Diddy was rocking the vote or die as he was in the hole, but he was trying to get us to vote or die. You don't think they knew Diddy was doing that back then and the rumors still circulated around him, but they still got him and said, vote or die, y'all. Diddy pushed the whole campaign to vote or die. So every 8 years, they're going to get a bunch of rapper celebrities and stand with them, and we don't ever see it again. Why won't they go stand with Ice Cube? Trump did. Think about that, man. Why won't Kamala and them go look at what Ice Cube put down? Biden wouldn't look at it. No Democratic looked at it. Trump went and peeked at it. Yeah. And Ice Cube got a lot of flack from black people because he let Trump look at it. You're supposed to let both of them look at it and see who can do what. Why are we stuck on one side? Why do we only look at one side of the coin? Why don't we ever look at both sides of the coin and try to make a decision? Why do we blindly vote Democrat? Have you ever asked yourself that? Why? And Democrats have never done nothing for black people ever in the history of America. Zero. Other than giving them government entitlements. So let me just say this. The Democratic and the Liberal Party is our slave plantation because that's where we come from, as slaves. And that's facts. So you got some people say, well, the party switched during Lyndon B. Johnson. No. The Democrats became very clever during Nixon's Southern strategy. It was called Nixon's Southern strategy, not LBJ. LBJ was the one that came along and said, I'm going to have these voting Democrat for the next 200 years. It's only been 50 years. So we got another 150 years before we change our voting pattern. By way of L.B. Johnson, the Democratic president. And he called us, he said it. I'm going to have these voting Democrat for the next 200 years. That's why you vote Democrat. You're programmed to do it.
I don't understand how. I mean, what have they done? Look at the big Democratic states, right? The big cities, right? Because the outskirts usually vote Republican in every state. The big cities, the Chicago's, the Detroit's, the Atlanta's, the Californias, the New York cities, some of the worst crime, worst drugs, worst homeless, the Phoenixes, the Maricopa counties, right? Go drive down the I-17 all the way down to downtown Phoenix. Drive down that, and how crazy is it? They vote blue. Look at this. This is a lawsuit. I think this hit somebody. Look at that.
Oh, crap. On the record, the only part that I kind of came at him on was telling another truth about him. He married his sister, Kim. Kim is his adopted sister.
What?
So Haley is his...
Oh, you crazy. You real crazy. You with all the shit. I see why they didn't want to fuck with you. So you mean to tell me the bitch he on the record calling bitches and hoes to was a girl that his mama adopted.
Correct.
That he started fucking.
Correct.
Get a baby by.
Correct. Some white trash shit.
No one knows
Nobody
this.
knows this shit. Like I said, I got some people from Detroit that want to pull
So
up.
they grew up
I got-
together in the same house.
Correct. I got some people from Detroit that want to pull up that could do the same thing Benzino just did. Y'all know me, man. I ain't never been scared of
real
nothing.
messy. Oh my God. M had a baby with his stepsister?
Yeah. Big facts. You feel me? So that's the world we living in.
Where
And
did
I
he get
said
the girl from? Where did the girl come from? Was she related to him? Or
I have no clue. I don't know the history behind it, but I just know she was adopted.
Well, I don't know, y'all. What do you guys think? Now, I know he has some lyrics about J-Lo in his second album, talking about if J-Lo was his mom, he'd still sleep with her, have a son and a brother at the same time, and just say it ain't mine, right? I used to be a big Eminem fan. Still am, but I don't really listen to music like that no more. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I am in my hotel room preparing once again for
the week to Sean Ryan, man. Love the guy.
Biggest interview of my career. Again, I am a complete nervous fucking wreck right now. I don't know how I keep winding up in these positions, but I'm thankful that I'm the one that's able to do it. And it never seems real. The interviews just get more and more important as time goes. I'm interviewing the 45th President of the United States, Mr. Donald J. Trump, who's now running for 47th. And we got a lot of topics to cover. And I just pray that God gives me a clear mind and that He uses me as a vessel to bring out whatever He wants to bring out of this interview and talk about a humbling experience. Pretty incredible.
Now, the reason I put that in there was because he's interviewing Trump, right? Sean Ryan's going to ask the questions everyone wants to hear, right? Trump's been going on a lot of comedian Theo Von, the other dudes, right? And they joke a lot too much, right? This dude, Sean Ryan, he's going to ask them the real questions. He ain't there to joke. He's there for business. So on my second YouTube channel, links in the bio. By the time you see this video, that video will be up over there. We're going to react to some of those clips from that interview because he's going to ask them everything. Okay. Now this next clip was my video, right? I was driving, me and my girl were going to Walmart. It was like 9 o'clock at night. We turn in, it's pitch dark. Parking lot lights are out. We're like, what the heck's going on? Like, the parking lot's empty. I don't know what happened. Still don't know what happened, but there was people inside that Walmart and it was blacked out. So I thought I'd film it. I went around, I was like, you know what? I got to make a TikTok of this. Went around and check it out, y'all. Just a blackout. 9 o'clock at night on Saturday, I think it was, Friday night. Look at how dark that is in there. There's people in there that got stuck in there. Power's out. Wasn't stormy. I don't know what happened. Cops were there. It was eerie. It was eerie seeing that. Look at that. I've never seen Walmart like that. Even when they're closed.
Oxford officials at a Board of Health meeting have approved a recommendation to issue a 6 p.m. curfew to keep residents safe from high levels of Triple E. People at that meeting not happy.
Please don't do this to our kids.
800 people signed a petition.
Officials approving the recommendation say they aren't banning people from going outside, but instead putting safety measures in place. They suggest the 6 p.m. curfew last until September 30th, and starting October 1st, the curfew will shift to 5 p.m. and last until the very first frost. Oxford is one of 4 towns at critical risk for Triple E right now. Douglas, Sutton, and Webster are also listed as critical in the state. People who attended the meeting believe the move will hurt after-school activities, including sports.
We have probably well over 150 people that are here to stand up for their kids, to make the parents, have their own decision, makes their decisions.
Last week, an Oxford man in his 80s tested positive for Triple E, the first such case since 2020. We spoke with the Department of Public Health on what people should do if they live in an area with high risk levels of Triple E.
In areas of high and critical risk, we really want people to be thoughtful about when they time their outdoor activities. Mosquito activity, feeding activity really peaks at dusk and dawn.
And you can see the latest state map to see the risk level in your community. We have it posted on the More section of Boston25news.com.
You have like this.
Now, do you guys think they're going to do something in these swing states? The Nevadas, the Arizonas, all the other swing states before the election, right? Some type of lockdowns, some type of big events. I think something's coming in those swing states.
Simpsons, they literally show a paper that has $9 and then the 2 towers. It's like Bart's holding it up.
And might as well just throw in Neo's passport in The Matrix, which I believe was 1999. The Matrix came out.
Yeah, 99.
His passport expires on 9/11/2001. Guys, it's just a coincidence. They don't put these things in movies to let you know what's going to happen.
Well, a crazy one is like The Patriot. You ever seen the movie The Patriot with Mel Gibson?
9 pounds, 11 ounces. That's perfect.
Why would that be the perfect weight?
Yeah.
9 pounds, 11 ounces? That seems like an odd number to me, unless there's something to all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few different takes on the whole predictive programming. The revelation of the method, Duper's delight, truth in plain sight, like they have to tell you what they're doing. There's a lot of different ways to look at it, but it's almost irrelevant in terms of just being aware and have the...
That Terminator one's crazy. I didn't know that one. And then the diesel crashes into it.
Eyes open to accept that it's done. It's not by chance that they can have these movies, TV shows, cartoons, video games now are part of the cabal and the way they hide these things. In hindsight, it's like, oh wow, they were telling us what they were going to do.
It's been a weird time at ESPN. Of course, I got let go a year ago for telling Kirk Herbstreit and Pat McAfee that they were out of line on College Game Day. Apparently, they can't take criticism either. And you just watched it play out. Orlovsky talking about how he can't speak. How he wants to speak. Well, yes, you can. Like, if a paycheck is that important to you, then the people under your roof and stuff like that, I don't understand it. Maybe it's because I've been in prison and I've been at the very top and I've been at the very bottom and I don't have anything to lose. Like, I can always find another job. I can always make more money, but I'm going to be, I'm going to be the guy I like to see in the mirror every day. And that's a big change because I didn't like that guy forever. So it's just odd. It's just really odd to see people behave in the way they do. It doesn't feel like they're real. It almost feels like they're simulations in some way, and that's just weird, especially around sports.
Well, David Pollack posted on X about the whole Orlovsky thing.
I retweeted it.
It said, "Hey, I've been there. Keep being you, but I've been here before." And David Pollack has done a lot of different things since leaving. A lot of things, this faith-based podcast and different things like that.
How crazy this is. I've lived this. I get it. When your livelihood is tied to your words, it isn't always as easy to speak as freely as you think. We all know that men don't belong in women's sports. All of us, if you're scared to say, protect our daughters and you're failing your daughter. He said, Dan Orlovsky says he deleted Protect Our Daughters tweet because it did not represent ESPN. And he's still on ESPN. Why would you want to be with a company that you can't even not only tweet that, but tweet what you want, right? Tweet what you feel. You can't.
Since
I
don't get it.
retweeted it and I wrote it, like he said, when your livelihood is tied to your words, it isn't always easy. And I said, except it is easy. Like, especially when you love the person you see in the mirror, regardless of the scars or the judgment of others. You know where ESPN can go, and I gave it a nice little pointed to where it can go. Orlovsky, you can always make more money and continue to love the guy in the mirror, and those that live under your roof will too.
It's well said.
Simple.
Well said.
Simple. It doesn't matter. And again, I have a different perspective. Like, I'm really grateful for every moment, like the bed I sleep in, the fact that I can go out and breathe air freely and stuff like that. I don't live in fear of speaking, truth to power at all, because what are they going to take away from me? Really, they can't take anything away from me.
Obama, this is while the attack's happening. So we have an embassy and a CIA annex under attack, and the President of the United States is flying to Vegas to meet with Beyonce.
Yep.
You hear that, everybody?
So the problem's way bigger than Hillary. I don't like to focus on Hillary because she's like the scapegoat and she's done a million things wrong, but God, there's so many other people. Jake Sullivan is in a super senior role in our government who had a way bigger role than Hillary, and people just ignore it. And like I said, they don't care that Obama went to Vegas. It blows my mind. And then the fact that the Department of Defense they could not respond. They weren't even close to responding that night. Like, sheer failure. All that stuff got pushed. You just say it's Hillary and everyone's like, yeah. And then nobody else had to be held accountable. I mean, Obama, as everybody knows, he did tell the Secretary of Defense, use all means to do this. And then he got on a plane to Vegas to go see Beyonce and Jay-Z. It's like, why did he not cancel that trip and stay and make sure his orders were followed up?
Crazy, y'all. That's the people that run this country, right? Anyways, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed today's reaction. I hope this video comes out. I hope you guys get to see the damn man cave. Like I said, I had a video I posted on Saturday and it's still getting blocked. It's under review. Hopefully this one doesn't. Hopefully this one gets out to you guys so you can see the new and improved man cave. Y'all, we're gonna add a lot more stuff to this. Don't worry. This is just things I had sitting around. I want to put some things over on this wall up here. Maybe get a nice studio light for this painting up here, because this is a really cool, colorful painting. So we might have to get a studio light up there, or an art light, I should say. But this is Segovia. Y'all, hope you guys enjoyed today's reaction. It feels good to be back, and we're gonna keep banging these out every day, and just hopefully we can keep putting them out, y'all. So make sure if you guys made it this far, leave a thumbs up, like. All my new followers, hit that subscribe button. We're over here not as consistent, right, because YouTube's blocking my videos, so we're trying to get them out every day. But once they give us the green light, daily upload, y'all. Make sure you guys go follow my second YouTube channel, link below. We're going to get into that Trump and Sean Ryan podcast. We're going to do some clips, should be out by now. And this is Segovia, signing out of the man cave. I'll see you guys tomorrow.